we get the milestone portion. Here they are. Yeah. In our last video, basically, we talked about how good the Sean Taylor and Ricky Williams are, but also some potential issues with those guys as far as their other items being in position, so you can go back and watch that last one. Like I was just saying, I urge you to check out the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl on Mudhead, $20,000 prize pool for the competitors, and a year's supply of wings if you win the Fantasy Football Challenge, so you actually get involved in picking these games. You've got Canes, Drags, Skimbo, of course. Hollywood went 12-0 last season and won the whole thing. Joke, I'm Wild, Dubby, all the guys you recognize from the community. Huge shout out to B-Dubs. If you need help on how to do it, just watch this video up here. It shows you how to actually go in and select the fantasy football players for the B-Dubs Bowl. But let's look at the milestones here. Nothing crazy in the milestones. No players that are kind of like must-have guys that really jumped up. But Patrick Peterson picks up an item. He's a guy I wanted to talk a lot about, along with AJ Green. They were two of the most popular players during the start of the season, and I'll explain why, and now I think why they kind of missed their window. So, Pat Pete, if you are to chem him out, gets up to 95 speed, which is very good, but it's not like the craziest. His man of the month was pretty much like the last guy to just be straight nasty. The reason everybody likes Pat Pete is because he is 6'1". He has good man coverage, and he has good balance along with the play rec. So he gets good size along with his athletic ability, and he always has pretty good spec catch, and is one of those Madden guys that seems to play really well. Now he's up there with ferocious speed, agility, man, and zone. But at this point in the season, 87 spec catch is very good, 6'1" is very good, 98 man's very good, but maybe just he's not as good as Dion might be, Night Train Lane. Some guys maybe get a corner in there that's a little bit taller. There's really only spot on the field for 5-6 corners in your lineup, and I don't know if this Pat Pete, because he missed a couple months, unless his price gets lower, is going to be the one, especially with Arizona. No tip drill, no special chemistry. So these are the things I worry about with Patrick Peterson. Definitely a great player, always been a really good MUT option, but just this man of the month was the last we really heard from him. You saw a lot of this one at the start of the year with that 90 speed, but this man of the month really was like his last option. Didn't really get any team of the week, so he didn't really go nuts over the course of the year, keeping up with his ratings. Now, AJ Green was a guy that we saw so much AJ Green. Look, no playmaker, no nothing on this one. But because of his Campus Hero, same thing. His Campus Hero was the last one that we saw, and then we saw so much AJ Green being a Campus Hero. I think his pack was like a guaranteed, so there was so much of him. He was a good cap guy for a long time because the route running was right at 92, and you could juice him up a little bit. Good spec. He's 6'4", which is nice. He's not a Moss. He's not insane with the spec. Obviously, he gets to 97 at this point in the season. 94. He's not a true burner. He's not a what does he do? He does a little bit of everything, and he won a lot of people a lot of games with his Campus Hero, but now you go straight from 94 to 99 after not having a card for a long time. The Signature Series, I think this AJ Green, those end up costing a lot more than some of the other players that come out at this point in the season. And this is a very, very good blend, but I just don't know if it's enough with all the other good items out there that still have this cost. So that's my fear on the AJ Green, but overall, I would definitely utilize an AJ Green. I just think his Campus Hero was the best of the year, similar to Pat Pete, who had a really good option earlier in the year. Delaney Walker gets the run block, 95 that he's always had. Good speed. Not the tallest, though, so he's always been a guy who was like pretty fast, even though he was short and had good catch in traffic. This version doesn't quite get there. I think with all the new tight ends that are available, you can grab guys that are better than this, but he's definitely a good run blocker, strength, speed, if you like short options. Better than a Dallas Clark in that sense. Not as good of a receiver, but, still that speed, short type. But without the route running, I'd rather go Jordan Reed. And I just don't know how much run block at tight end is important this year if you're not really pounding the ball like many players are. Plus, you could just get a cheap lineman and not have to go here. Then lastly, Michael Bennett gets a competitor who adds a little boost to your defensive line with power move, block shed, and play rec. So we like that boost. 84 speed, 89 excel is okay at the start of the year. He had the team MVPs, which I think remained pretty expensive, so we didn't see a lot of these team MVPs. over the course of the year. He was only an 86 to start with good power move. I'm a huge fan because of the block shed and power move combo, but at this point in the season with the competitor, I need to see this finesse move juiced up, and I would want him to have maybe jump to snap, no hit power. So I'd pass on the Michael Bennett at this point in the season, even though generally he is one of the quicker inside guys and can usually get to the quarterback for the most part. But I just want to see my guys at this point in the year have that 90-90 at both moves, similar to the Bosa, if they're going to jump up. So even though this team MVP was very good at the time, just I didn't see it out on the field all that much. Those are some of the 4 new guys. You saw these milestone players. We talked about B-dubs, and we've hit up pretty much all the other legends at this point in the season. I think it's time to jump into game, start playing here, and